find the truth.
13 people murdered.
They called him the Golden State Killer.
The cases you know.
We found Timothy McVeigh.
The inside story you don't.
The serial sniper has struck again.
They were shooting from the back of that trunk. My blood just going cold.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
New FBI True premieres October 3rd on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Ready or not, some UP schools go back this week. I've got your bus and recess outlooks along with your full forecast. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Tropical Storm Idalia is headed for the Florida coast. How residents are preparing and when it's expected to make landfall. Plus, new details on the roundabout project coming to Ishpeming, the 4 phases of construction and when it's all set to begin. And a youth center in Dickinson County is hoping to get a grant to help it expand so it can serve more teens. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Well, Ariane, we are waiting on those showers to come through pretty soon here.
Yes, Sarah, we are expecting to see some showers, but most of us will see those showers overnight, although we've got another batch coming through during our Tuesday morning into the early Tuesday evening hours when we'll see things slow down, die out. And then we've got frosty night temps due on our Tuesday night, maybe down into the 30s. So if you've got any plants growing out, make sure you cover them up. Possible 90-degree temperatures by next week. But taking a look at the rain, as Sarah mentioned, we'll see that start to increase overnight into our early morning hours and then slowly die down. And hopefully things will stay dry for the majority of our week as we get into a very sunny and dry weekend. Our high was about 76 today. 7-day outlook's on the way.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Developing now, Florida residents stocked up on sandbags and evacuated from homes in low-lying areas along the Gulf Coast as Tropical Storm Idalia intensified. Larry Seward has the latest from the Tampa area in Holiday, Florida.
On Florida's west coast, residents bracing for Idalia are gassing up and loading their cars with sandbags and other essentials.
We're prepping and hoping for the best. I pulled everything out from my hurricane kit with my lights, all my extra batteries, stuff for my kid. I got some non-perishable food items, lots of water.
Definitely going to put the panels up, cover up all the windows, probably have a bunch of people over because I have the generator.
Ahead of the storm's expected arrival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency in counties spanning the northern half of the state, from here along the Gulf to the Atlantic coast.
It will become a hurricane very shortly. The storm is then forecast to make landfall along Florida's Big Bend Wednesday morning as a major hurricane.
As satellite images tracked Idalia's path toward Florida, evacuation orders were issued in vulnerable low-lying areas, and officials say more may be coming.
If you're in those low-lying areas, the reason why they're advising you to evacuate is because you're going to be susceptible to storm surge.
Ahead of Idalia's expected landfall, the Coast Guard prepared search and rescue helicopters, while more than 1,000 National Guard members have already been mobilized.
As of Tuesday, Tampa International Airport will remain closed until after the storm. We're learning new details tonight about a major road construction project starting soon in Ishpeming. MDOT representatives met with residents today to lay out the timeline for the roundabout being constructed over the next year. WZMQ's Mitchell Reif was at that meeting and has those details.
Behind me is the intersection of US 41 and Lakeshore Drive. In the past, community members have been opposed to construction of roundabouts, but now in the intersection, due to safety concerns and crash statistics, they're in support.
This intersection has had a history of severe crashes and fatal crashes over the years.
$6.4 million in safety funds have been delegated towards the roundabout project. There are 4 different phases of the construction, and in phase 1 coming up this fall, the north side of Lakeshore Drive will be widened to make room for the roundabout. In the spring of 2024, phase 2 will be started, where the south side of Lakeshore Drive will be closed and detours for vehicles will be put in place.
During that time, it will be detoured over to Country Lane and in order to access the hospital. Also during that time there's a third detour that's set up for truck traffic, and that's over on Mountain Road in order to keep the trucks out of the downtown.
Although the plan of construction demands road detours, businesses like the Cliff Shaft Museum express that it's going to impact their tourist season directly.
Yeah, the phase 2 is our entire summer season, and you're not going to be able to turn at that location to get to the museum.
It will have an impact on traffic through the area. There's no way around that. Roundabouts are proving to be a really good safety measure in Marquette. We've used them in a number of places. In Marquette County, we've used them in a number of places along this US 41 corridor.
Phase 3 will begin next year as well, adding the lanes around the roundabout, and in Phase 4, the center of the intersection will be replaced and the roundabout will be finished. MDOT hopes to finish the 4 stages by October of 2024. Mitchell Reif, WZMQ 19 News, Ishpeming.
It was the first day back in class for the Wildcats on Northern Michigan University's campus today, with the annual Fall Fest kicking off the start of the semester. Over 250 NMU clubs and organizations, as well as local businesses, were set up outside today to welcome freshmen and some new students to campus. From the student-run TV station to the rugby team, there's a variety of teams to get involved with at the university. NMU's freshman class this year is up about 10%, and students say the amount of people makes the campus and college experience that much more welcoming.
Fantastic. Going checking out all the clubs and meeting all sorts of new people, so it's really sweet. I'm looking forward to the semester and next 4 years.
It's super exciting seeing all the new freshmen and all the kids coming to campus. They all look nervous, but we try to make them feel less nervous, being very friendly and calling them out as they're walking by. Hey, you look like you ride.
Fall Fest is a great way to look at some of your interests and hobbies and just find a group that you're going to connect with.
And for students who didn't have a chance to look at the opportunities on campus, we have a full list of NMU's clubs on our website or our mobile app. In Dickinson County, a youth center is working to secure a state grant that could bring in $9 million to help at-risk youth. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle has more on how The Cure is advocating.
The Cure has developed its youth programming for the back-to-school season. Even though the center has only been open since January, The Cure is overseen by a larger nonprofit that's been around for 3 years now,
which is the minimum guideline to be able to write for a lot of big grants on state and federal levels. So now we are tailoring our entire programming here at The Cure, but also nationally with the You Matter Tour through our nonprofit to be able to write for some of these incredible grants that are out there. There is such a tremendous need for teen mentorship programs in the state of Michigan especially.
Rush explains how the larger nonprofit is enabling The Cure to find resources that can help at-risk youth more efficiently.
Although we are a 501c3 Christian nonprofit organization, The Cure here in Iron Mountain is predominantly a secular outlet. We don't want anything to stop students and families from coming here to be able to receive the services that we offer.
The Cure has expanded its hours for its after-school program. Jen Olson, the new workshop director, is looking for volunteers and mentors to serve in various capacities.
So we do need some support mentors who will just come alongside the lead mentor and support the kids. We also are looking for a couple tutors that are here to help students with homework and all of that stuff.
Rush is working to secure funding from a number of state and federal grants, but a Michigan multi-state mentoring grant would help youth who are at risk or high risk for juvenile delinquency.
We also, in the meantime, we need more community support in order to provide these healthy meals, in order to continue to keep, this brick and mortar building going, bringing on the staff that we need.
The Cure is putting together a proposal packet with its 2024 projections to assist interested community donors. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Iron Mountain.
The center opens its fall program right after Labor Day. And check this out, Kingsford High School seniors have found a new way to welcome in their final year of high school. The seniors arrived at the school's football field at about 5 a.m. Sunday morning. About 40 students huddled together with blankets near the 50-yard line to watch the pink sky sunrise as a way to foster inclusivity and welcome their final year at the school. The event was chaperoned by the school's AP chemistry teacher, and the class plans to end the school year with a senior sunset near graduation day in the spring. If you visited the Peninsula Point Lighthouse in the Stonington Peninsula recently, you may have spotted a few monarch butterflies. Monarchs travel to Peninsula Point from Canada and across the UP to begin their migration to Mexico. At night, the butterflies roost in cedar trees to protect each other from the weather. And once they're ready to take flight, it'll take the monarchs about 2 months to reach Mexico, where the females will start laying eggs in February.
Eggs will go through the larva stages, the chrysalis stage, and emerge as adult butterflies. A few generations will continue that. The monarchs that we see next May may be the 3rd or 4th generation of the monarchs that left here now.
And depending on temperature and wind conditions, visitors will likely see monarchs at Peninsula Point through the 3rd week of September. Turning our attention to Washington news, a judge in former President Trump's federal case related to January 6th and alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results has set a date for trial. It will coincide with one of the biggest election days on the presidential primary calendar. Natalie Brand has details from Washington.
Former President Trump's attorneys did not get the 2026 trial date they had pushed for in his federal election interference case. Instead, the judge has scheduled it for March 4th of next year.
The judge, I think, largely was just not buying what the defense was selling here. I think what the judge acknowledged here is that there is a public interest in a speedy resolution.
Jury selection is scheduled to begin the day before Super Tuesday, when 15 states hold GOP primary contests. It also comes 3 weeks before his New York trial related to alleged hush money payments to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Trump told a conservative radio show Monday that his supporters are still with him.
Usually if a thing like that happens, that's the end of your political career.
That's true.
And what happens is they get it because they see the nonsense that they're talking about. It's nonsense.
Judge Tanya Chutkan emphasized she intends to treat Trump as any other defendant and said he will have to make the trial date work regardless of his schedule.
That schedule will also include court dates in Georgia on charges of conspiring to overturn the 2020 election in that state. Trump and 18 co-defendants are scheduled to be arraigned on September 6th.
I have a strong feeling that District Attorney Fani Willis is going to be trying a number of different iterations of this case because it will be difficult to try all the defendants at once.
One of those co-defendants, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, was in court today asking that his case be moved to federal court.
Former President Trump is using his legal cases to fundraise from supporters. His campaign announced it had raised $7 million off his mugshot since last Thursday. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, with more people driving electric vehicles, some are worried the surge in charging could affect the grid. How a company is hoping to incentivize people to charge at night. And later, the illustrious life of Bob Barker, how the world is remembering the iconic game show host who died Saturday at 99 years old. We're back after this.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature Made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
This is Sherry and Randy Erickson buying diamonds in Antwerp, Belgium. Their reputation for demanding only the best is why they're known here as Le Difficile, or the picky one.
Do we have a deal? Mazal?
Mazal. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Le Difficile?
Come see why a diamond from Erickson Jewelers will have you doing the happy dance too.
Save big money with 11% off everything now at Menards. Need cleaning supplies? Menards carries top brands like Dawn, Tide, and Bounty. Right now, get $10 instant savings on qualifying purchases of $40 or more of these and other brand name products from Procter & Gamble. Update your floors with Palmero vinyl plank flooring. It's durable, waterproof, easy to install, and adds a stylish look to your home. Just 99 cents per square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Summer has arrived in the UP, and everything feels new and fresh. Now it's the best time to get inspired and get out there. Take advantage of all the events, fairs, festivals, and parades that make the UP so great. WZMQ 19 News and Weather, getting you ready for Summer Fun 2023. Live and local 19 News, weeknights at 6 and 11.
When the sun's out.
Things that get us excited? Sunscreen. Who gets excited about sunscreen? Give me that sunscreen! Woo!
The fun's out.
Oh, give me that SPF 30, SPF 50, SPF 70!
On Pictionary.
Pictionary, weekdays at 7 on WZMQ CBS. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
We are now in that 60-degree range, although warmer down south here in Menominee with a temp of about 68 degrees. But we do have those showers starting to push in. I'll show you in just a moment. Maybe even some foggy conditions over in Ironwood. As you can see, our lows are just a bit lower than what we just saw, about 7 to 10 degrees less than that. So taking a look, though, at our comfy zones this evening, we'll expect the mugginess to go away if you were experiencing any of that. And then we'll end up in a cool and dry area tomorrow evening, throughout the day, I should say, and into tomorrow evening. So precipitation into our Tuesday, and then we'll have temperatures 55 to about 65 degrees, maybe even 70. Tomorrow night, very chilly, 35 to 55. Expect some frost, so if you have any plants, you're still growing your garden, make sure you go cover those up tomorrow night. Taking a look, we do have some gusty conditions. Most of that is going to be in the central and eastern portions in our Tuesday morning and even the evening, and then those gusts slowly dying down as we get closer to Wednesday. But we will have a little bit of gusty situation on Wednesday. So we know that hurricane is headed towards Florida over the next 24 hours, and we do have some precipitation up here, nothing like what we're going to see down in Florida, but some possible thunderstorms especially along this Wisconsin border, as you can see here the past hour or so as it has been moving in. Taking a look, though, at current conditions, most of that heavy rainfall just south of us along that Wisconsin border. But if we take a closer look, yes, we do have some in Gogebic as well as iron, even in Baraga County. So let's take a look at what's happening in our Tuesday morning. Will we have a wet commute? Quite possibly, especially over in the east to start early off, and then another round coming through around 7, 8 in the morning along our northern coast, headed down south towards Manistee. Let's take a look here as those clouds clear out around early evening, I should say, and then we'll expect them to clear out a little after 7 or 8 o'clock in the east. Mostly clear skies into our Wednesday morning. We'll expect a lot of sunshine and warmer temperatures. Our highs, though, for Tuesday, most of us in that 60-degree range, so it's going to be a little chilly. Make sure you definitely send your student with an umbrella or a light jacket, maybe a hoodie, just in case, or yourself if you've got your workday going. So breezy conditions for the majority of us through our Tuesday, and then Wednesday will be drying up. And then check it out, these temperatures slowly climbing close to 80s this coming weekend as Blues Fest actually kicks off on Friday. So it should be wonderful weather for that event. And then Labor Day, 82 high as of right now, and lots of sunshine.
Thank you very much, Ariane. Americans are buying electric cars in record numbers, but there are concerns that all that charging could put a strain on the electric grid. Michael George shows us how a new program is giving customers cash to charge at night.
Max Epstein has 2 electric cars, a Tesla Model 3 and a Toyota RAV4.
Going electric was doing our part for the environment, and it saved us a lot on fueling costs.
Electric car sales are up nearly 50% over the past year. Cox Automotive predicts about 1 million EVs will be sold this year. A number experts forecast could quadruple in the next 7 years. But more drivers charging means a growing demand for power. One analysis predicts EVs could boost overall electric use anywhere from 8 to 13% by 2030.
As electric vehicle adoption grows, we expect to see higher demand of electricity on the grid. That means higher stress on the grid, so we really want to be proactive.
Cora Walter is with the utility company Con Edison. She says those proactive moves include grid upgrades to handle demand and a new program called Smart Charge. Customers earn money when they charge during off-peak hours. That's midnight to 8 a.m. and avoid charging from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the summer months.
This reduces stress on the grid as we go through this clean energy transition.
Epstein signed up for the program on the first day and estimates he's already made more than $250 this year.
It's actually really easy to adjust. As long as your car is charged for your next day's commute or your activities, your errands, you're pretty much good to go.
At least 8 other utility companies nationwide are using similar programs, allowing customers to help save the planet and make a few bucks at the same time.
The largest hunt in decades for the Scotland's fabled Loch Ness Monster is wrapping up. Researchers used new technology to try to finally prove the existence of the elusive beast. Ian Lee reports from Loch Ness, Scotland.
There's a mystery lurking in the north of Scotland. In this land of mountains, mist, and music, the legend of the Loch Ness Monster looms large.
Do you want to believe?
Yes, definitely, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm here. I mean, I wouldn't have trekked out in this weather to see nothing.
Caroline McNamara from New Jersey joined hundreds of volunteers in the largest search in 50 years.
Unfortunately, we didn't see much today because of the weather.
The legend of the monster dates back to the 6th century and an alleged encounter by an Irish monk. But it really took off in 1933 with a sighting of a whale-like creature. This latest search used state-of-the-art technology.
We've got drones going up tonight, so they'll be using thermal imaging cameras.
And underwater devices listen to what's lingering in the deep.
We've started to detect noises which we hadn't heard before, and we can't answer them.
The secrets of these waters have attracted scientists, monster hunters, and of course, millions of tourists.
Trudy Priya traveled from North Carolina to try her luck.
Everybody's here seeing Nessie, and I can't drive by without seeing Nessie.
Is this kind of a bucket list thing?
Yes, 100%.
And the Gaelic gift shops make sure monster hunters don't go home empty-handed.
What would Loch Ness be then without Nessie?
It would just be a very, very beautiful part of the country. We don't have anything that is caught the world's imagination like the Loch Ness Monster.
But with no definitive proof discovered, imaginations can continue to run wild.
The search also took advantage of another modern piece of technology, people's cell phones. It's the largest search hunt since the devices were invented. Still ahead tonight, remembering the world's most iconic game show host. A look back on the life of Bob Barker. But first, let's take a look at your 19 News gas gauge report from AAA. Gas prices in Michigan have dropped 9 cents in the past week, but our statewide average is still 10 cents higher than a month ago. Chippewa County has the highest countywide average in the state at $4.02 a gallon, with Mackinac County close behind at $4 even. And Gogibic County has the lowest countywide average in the state at $3.50. We're back after this.
Tomorrow isn't some distant unknown. Tomorrow is happening right now. Because at Enbridge, we're advancing new technologies and modernizing our operations to ensure our world has safe, secure, and sustainable energy today and tomorrow.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
One more time before you wake up in the wild. In your eyes, see a flower slowly dying.
Together with the Nature Conservancy, you have the power to make a difference. For unspoiled nature, for beautiful wildlife, and for people everywhere. Together, we can find a way to ensure that all life on Earth can thrive.
Oh, in the wild, you're gonna make it. The moonlight is here to take you.
Our natural world needs us now. Every day, we lose more lands, waters, and the wild species that depend on them. To learn more, visit nature.org today.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
It seems the entire world is remembering the life of Bob Barker. The longtime host of The Price is Right on CBS died Saturday at 99 years old. Bob Barker was known as charming, approachable to the thousands of contestants who appeared on his show, and he was famous for his love of animals. Carter Evans has more.
Here's the star of the new Price is Right, Bob Barker.
For more than 3 decades as host of The Price is Right, Bob Barker was a constant and familiar face in living rooms all over the country.
The actual retail price of your showcase is $12,677.
He helped Price become the longest-running game show in television history. When he started in 1972, he gave away brand new cars that cost less than $3,000.
Six. Let's see number 6.
After hosting Truth or Consequences for 20 years, Barker got the gig for which he would become an icon.
I had a dream about you, so I had to come down here.
What were we doing in the dream?
You were chasing me in the hayloft.
And laughter wasn't the only way Barker connected with the audience.
What did you say?
I said I want to kiss you.
My dear, that can be a... Oh, wow! Yes, all right.
Amid decades of constant kisses, enthusiastic participants have danced, chased, even bear-hugged Barker during the show, and he took it all with a smile. On the big screen, things even got physical between him and Adam Sandler.
You like that, old man? You want a piece of me? I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing.
The movie Happy Gilmore cemented Barker's status as a fan favorite and pop culture hero.
I did Price until 2007, and I didn't do one show that the audience didn't want to talk about Happy Gilmore.
Help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
Barker ended each show with that daily reminder, a tireless advocate for animal rights.
How would I like to be remembered? As a man who tried to treat others as he would have them treat him, since he couldn't help all living things, chose animals and did what he could for them. Also that he did audience participation shows for a long time on television.
And Ariane and I were just saying, isn't it funny how it seems like so many of us had the same childhood, that when you had to stay at home because you were sick, that you had some chicken noodle soup and some saltines and a Verner's or a Schweppes, and you watched The Price is Right. It's just ingrained in our childhood. We have some showers expected late tonight and into Tuesday morning, and Tuesday is looking a bit cooler as well. Ariane has the outlook next. And seeing red in Scotland, the Redhead Festival to celebrate the rarest hair color. We're back after this.
Tonight, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, takes the Colbert Questionnaire.
Window or aisle?
Cockpit. Tonight on the Emmy-nominated Late Show.
19 News was recently honored with the 2022 Best Newscast Award from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. It motivates us to work even harder to be your voice in the community. 19 News is all about sharing local activities and events, plus information that leads to understanding, support, and unity. That's the mission of the 19 News team, and we thank you for watching.
19 News, connected to our community. Weeknights on WZMQ 19.
Ronnie started doing prescription pills at the age of 15,
and by 19, he died. If your child is struggling with drug use, try not to be too proud to reach out for help. Don't be worried about what the neighbor will think or your family. Just get your child the help they need. Sometimes it's the hard road to take, but the hard road is nothing compared to living with the fact that your child is no longer with you.
There's hope and help at drugfree.org.
My dad, he's a double amputee, and he's one of my favorite people in the world. To me, a hero is someone who fights for our country and freedom. My dad is a hero. Homes for Our Troops built this house, and my dad can get through the wide doorways. He can reach anything.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion. Learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
19 News, named the UP's Best News by the MAB.
Well, we'll say goodbye to these 60s. Well, some of us will still be in the 60s this evening, but most of us in the 50s at the moment, though. That is what the temps are right now. And then Tuesday, if you've got students starting school, here's our outlook. We're starting with mostly cloudy skies, chances of rain showers, especially in Gladstone, as well as, Ontonagon will have the least amount of chances of showers there, in those temperatures in the 60s. So send your student definitely with a hoodie, light jacket, and an umbrella, just in case. And then Marquette Marathon on Saturday, and this is going along that Iron Ore Heritage Trail. We'll expect temperatures around 65 to start at 7:30, and then the other race that starts at 9 a.m., other races I should say, about 68 degrees, but sunshine throughout the day. Taking a look at our 7-day for Escanaba, similar as Marquette's story, where we've got likely showers, possible thunderstorms tomorrow before we dry out, and then the rest of the week looking sunny and getting towards those 80s.
Finally tonight, this one will have you seeing red, literally. Hundreds of people born with red hair met up in the Netherlands this weekend to celebrate being ginger at the annual Redhead Days Festival in the town of Tilburg. According to organizers, some 5,000 redheads from different countries visited the festival, which offered workshops on painting, makeup, skincare tips, photo shoots, music, and speed meet events. Redheads make up between 1% and 2% of the world's population, with a higher frequency of between 2% and 6% in people with Northern or Northwestern European ancestry. Some attendees say the festival made them feel better about themselves, as many say they were bullied as kids for their red hair. That makes me sad. I think red hair is the prettiest. It's so beautiful and unique.
You know what? Problem Child. Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
The kid, the child in the movie had red hair, and that's probably a big problem.
That honestly probably is what started all of that.
Sorry, friends.
Shop our huge selection of Amish crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order, with 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Range Bank's annual school supply drive is here again. Help make a difference in local schools by donating school supplies to any Range Bank location. Introducing the Range Bank School Spirit Debit Card.